There was an idea which I wanted to work on. So I started approaching labs कि देखो ऐसा है, there is this thing I want to work on. होता है कि लोगों के फूड चेन में क्रोमियम जो है वो एंटर करता है, and once it enters your food chain, chromium in the hexavalent form, it's carcinogenic. वहाँ पे over the years, around 3 million people have been reportedly suffered from cancer. Then I approached a few labs. They said, no, you're not going to do this. You're too young.
तुम क्लास 10th में थे,
9th में था एंड दे वर फन क्योंकि 1 ml तो मतलब 1 ml से नीचे भी कुछ जा सकता है. लैब आने से पहले तक ऑनेस्टली पता नहीं था. आई रिप्रेजेंटेड इंडिया एट इंटरनेशनल साइंस एंड इंजीनियरिंग फेयर. सो दैट्स अ थिंग कि जहाँ पे अराउंड 80 कंट्रीज से लोग पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं. गेटिंग एक्सपोजर टू समथिंग लाइक रमन स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी इन 10th ग्रेड इज रियल फन.
बात कर रहे हैं क्रोमियम गया, लाइक हाउ डू यू इवन गेट टू नो कि किसी चीज में क्रोमियम है या नहीं. So the whole instrument you got to see there, right?
Exactly.
बस ये स्कूल में क्या बताते हैं, बस ऐसा होता है, उसको पता कर लो तो फिर ये कर.
स्कूल लेवल में the most you can go is maybe a UV visible spectroscopy, और वो भी शायद से नहीं होता है, वो भी थियोरेटिकली बचाया जाता है कि ऐसा होता है.
ऐसा इंस्ट्रूमेंट एग्जिस्ट करता है जो जिसका प्रिंसिपल ये है, इसकी थ्योरी
रट लो एंड देन
एग्जाम में पूछ लेंगे व्हाट इज द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ यूवी विजिबल.
तो यूवी विजिबल से आगे डिस्कशन नहीं होता है. एंड यहाँ पे वी हैड लाइक साक्षात रमन स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी था, लाइक इन मल्टी क्रोर्स उसका नंबर था, क्योंकि उसके लिए बकायदा एक रूम अलॉट किया गया था which was 24/7 एसी चलेगा. उसमें 3 एसीज थे. उसका कभी सीपीयू ऑफ नहीं होता था. के लिए एक साइंटिफिक ऑफिसर अपॉइंट किए गए थे, स्पेशली पोस्ट डॉक्टरेट साइंटिफिक ऑफिसर, जो उसको हैंडल करने में हेल्प करते थे.
So what after Johns Hopkins?
After Johns Hopkins, honestly, I haven't decided. So once I figure out my focus area, it will be, easier for me to take a decision from there on.
But the trajectory is obviously maybe PhD. Like, is that PhD?
Not exactly. I want to get into the entrepreneurial venture. I want to start my own things.
कोई भी सपना साकार करने के लिए सबसे जरूरी है सही कोच का होना. चुनिए SciAstra और करें अपने IIT and NEST का सपना साकार. डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ.
Hi, Naisargik. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing good. And what about you?
I'm also good, and really great to meet you. Actually, I have heard a lot about you from Anamika Di, and yeah, that's how we connected. And your profile, actually, how you came from Bhubaneswar to NISER, even during your 11th and 12th, you did research, and now you're in US, and that too at Johns Hopkins. like that's another level, especially for people in India. Okay, so in this interaction we'll be basically discussing about your journey. I am very curious about your journey, about your whole story, how you reached there, what are your future plans after this big feat, and then we are also going to talk certain things which a lot of my audience would be interested in, because they are all science aspirants wanting to become scientists, regarding the career options, how to do various things, and how they can get inspired from your journey and do the same thing. Like, they don't need to wait to get into college to do research. Even from class 11th and 12th it starts. In fact, like, if you really want a scientific brain, it starts from age of 6 or 5 maybe.
True.
But yeah, that's what we are going to do in this interaction. So welcome to this meeting. Thank you so much for giving your time.
Thank you so much for inviting me here. It's a wonderful thing to get connected with you, came to know about the wonderful initiative that you're working on, and it's lovely to be a part of it. Thank you.
Awesome. So starting from when you were born, okay, like where you were born and how you had your growing up, as a result, which made you to get more interested towards science rather than engineering, or becoming a doctor or going to medical field?
Honestly, I grew up in Raulkela, so my parents came from very diversified backgrounds. What I was always encouraged was in my family while growing up, it was to always keep thinking out of the box, to not just accept something the way it is being told, maybe try to question it, maybe see things, what's going on in and around you in a better way, in a keen way, and try to think about it, why certain thing is happening, or what you can do with it. Yeah, like I always used to hear this thing that if you ever see a problem, don't take it as a problem, but as a challenge that you can actually work on. So I think that those things growing up actually shaped, me to have an interest in science and not go towards the conventional career options. Yeah, so that actually kind of let a spark in me that, oh, this is what I want to. And I started enjoying science through science exhibitions actually. Back when I was in grade 6, so there was this school science exhibitions and then city level, district level science exhibitions. So I used to love them. I used to love participating in them. And slowly from just, some kind of small project made out of a curious mind, things started to grow. And then I actually got interested, oh, this is actually fun. This is much more fun than the just studying the conventional books and, giving Olympiads. I mean, I used to give them as well, but then this was more fun. So that's exactly I came into the field of science. And then once one thing after another, then back when I was in grade 8 and after grade 8, when I entered grade 9th, that was actually the time I started coming to NISER.
अच्छा, तो अभी तुमने बोला कि क्लास 8 से 9 में जब तुम गए, then there was something that happened जिससे तुम्हारा इंटरेस्ट साइंस में बढ़ गया, क्या था?
So the thing was कि 8 तक मैं normal projects वगैरह करता था 6, 7, 8 से, and I used to go to these competitions. वहाँ पे जीतने में मजा आता था, And then हुआ ये कि there was this CBSE National Science Fair. So वहाँ पे मैं एक project को I had worked. It was bit of a research project, but वो exactly बहुत ही ज़्यादा scientific temperament के साथ actual research नहीं किया गया था. And I won the CBSE national fairs with that. तो उसके बाद क्या है, तो हाँ, तो it was like all over India में जितने भी CBSE schools होते हैं, तो उनके बच्चों के अंदर आपस में competition होता है ये. So then I thought, तो वो एक अच्छा चीज था. But then there was this mentoring camp that was happening for जहाँ पे CBSE के जो बच्चे win किए थे, उनको लाके साइंस के बारे मतलब रिसर्च वगैरह पे कैसे आगे अपने प्रोजेक्ट को लेके बढ़ सकते हैं, जिस फील्ड में हम काम करना चाहते हैं, किस तरह का होता है, व्हाट आर द शॉर्टकमिंग्स ऑफ जस्ट हैविंग अ प्रोजेक्ट एंड हाउ यू शुड एक्चुअली डू अ रिसर्च. इस तरह का एक मेंटरिंग कैंप हुआ था. सो तो मैं कहूँगा कि दैट काइंड ऑफ वाज अ टर्निंग पॉइंट, क्योंकि वहां से जो फोकस था, इट वाज नॉट जस्ट टू पिक अप सम रैंडम थिंग and then work on something, build something or like that. वहां से एक्चुअली उसको एक साइंटिफिक वे में अप्रोच लेना, उस पे रिसर्च करना, और उसके एंड गोइंग इनटू मच डिटेल्स एंड एक्चुअली मेकिंग समथिंग वैल्यूएबल, जो कि एक्चुअल में लोगों के काम आए या जिस पर्पस को हम कर रहे हैं उसको सर्व कर सके. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ.
तो कहाँ हुआ था ये कैंप?
ये कैंप हुआ था किट में, हुआ था किट के स्कूल में, बट इट वाज ऑर्गेनाइज्ड बाय आयरिस नेशनल फेयर के लोगों के थ्रू.
अच्छा,
ये कैंप ऑर्गेनाइज हुआ था कि वो स्टेट में या एक रीजन से, मान लो ईस्ट वेस्ट नॉर्थ साउथ ऐसे कुछ चल रहा था उनका, तो जो ईस्टर्न रीजन से जो विनर्स थे उनको बुला के एक कैंप कर दिया, वेस्टर्न रीजन के बुला के एक कैंप कर दिया. सो they were kind of doing like this. और भुवनेश्वर में किट में ही ये वाला हुआ था. वहां पे it kind of was a trigger कि इससे आगे जाना है और अच्छा कुछ करना है.
ठीक है. सो तुमने जब ये साइंस अवार्ड्स जीते, देन तुम्हारा मेंटरशिप सेशन हुआ, वहां से तुम्हें बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट आने लगा साइंस करने के लिए, राइट? उसके बाद क्या हुआ? ये तो पहला एक्सपीरियंस था.
उसके बाद मेरे पास एक अपना हाइपोथेसिस काइंड ऑफ था कि जो मैं करना चाहता था, देयर वाज एन आइडिया व्हिच आई वांटेड टू वर्क ऑन. सो आई स्टार्टेड अप्रोचिंग लैब्स कि देखो ऐसा है, देयर इज दिस थिंग आई वांट टू वर्क ऑन. एंड देयर वर, तो आइडिया था कि क्रोमियम माइनिंग रीजन्स के आसपास क्या होता है कि जो इंडिया का 98% ऑफ क्रोमियम ओर्स है, वो उड़ीसा के एक पर्टिकुलर वैली में कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड है. तो एंटायर जो स्टेनलेस स्टील इंडस्ट्री है इस कंट्री का, that practically depends on one belt. That's a 200 square kilometer डिस्ट्रिक्ट, उसके एक पर्टिकुलर वैली रेंज पे डिपेंडेंट है वो. तो उस जगह पे ये जाजपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट के सुकिंदा रीजन में होता है. एंड आई कम फ्रॉम अ नियर बाय प्लेस, मेरा घर भी जाजपुर में ही है, एंड सुकिंदा इज लाइक सम 100 किलोमीटर्स अवे फ्रॉम माय विलेज. सो ये था कि एक लोकली एक इशू था, और वहां पे बहुत एक्सटेंसिव माइनिंग होती है. एंड
हम्म,
वहां से क्या होता है कि ओवरबर्डन से, लीकेज वगैरह से, अंडर द सॉइल वाटर बॉडीज के थ्रू होता है कि लोगों के फूड चेन में क्रोमियम जो है वो एंटर करता है, एंड वंस इट एंटर्स योर फूड चेन, क्रोमियम इन द हेक्सावलेंट फॉर्म, इट्स कार्सिनोजेनिक.
हम्म,
वहां पे over the
हाँ,
years around 3 million people have been reportedly suffered from cancer over the years. That's just an estimate.
ओके,
तो मतलब these are just estimates, but the actual numbers may go higher,
हाँ
क्योंकि
हाँ,
direct और indirect effects भी होते हैं, because those rivers which are there in that area, they connect to Mahanadi.
एग्जैक्टली,
So that's a pretty big issue. उसके ऊपर blacksmith report वगैरह भी हैं. Though we failed to recognize it on the main stage, but it's still there. तो उन चीजों पे कि मैं उसके लिए एक bioremediation method के ऊपर काम करना चाहता था, कि कैसे ये फूड चेन वगैरह में ना जाए और किस तरह से ये पानी को हम इससे ट्रीट कर सके ताकि लोगों के लिए एक्चुअली काम आए. Then I approached a few labs. They said, "No, you're not going to do this. You're too young." And
तुम
stuff.
क्लास 10th में थे, 9th में थे,
नाइन्थ में था.
क्लास 9th में थे, एंड तुम्हें ये आइडिया आया, एंड आइडिया आया कैसे? बिकॉज यू सॉ दिस प्रॉब्लम समवेयर, या टेक्स्ट
Yeah,
बुक
so
में
this
पढ़
was
लिया?
like a problem in. This was like much near to my locality. वहाँ पे मेरे रिश्तेदार वगैरह थे, and I came to know about this problem through the native people. तो उनके थ्रू से जब प्रॉब्लम पता चला, so I started digging up, what's the actual matter. और उसके
हाँ
बाद,
हाँ
these reports and stuff I came across, and then I wanted to work on it. So of course, चीजें हुई, and I was kind of, people said कि you cannot work on this, we cannot let you in
मतलब
until and
क्लास 9th में तुम कैसे लैब में बुला के तुम बोल रहे
तो
हो
तो
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 पॉइजन जो भी है पूरे लोकेलिटी में सॉल्व कर देंगे?
so they kind of but that actually happened, when I met Kishore sir at NISER. So he was pretty confident that he said, okay, if you are willing to do, then I'm there to provide you the facilities and I'll help you out. So
हाँ
sir
हाँ,
really helped me out there.
ही इज वेरी चिल गाय एक्चुअली.
Yeah, he
तो
is very chilled out. So, I mean, if you go to him with a good idea or something that you want to work on, he will definitely help. So, I went to him in June 2017. I remember the time. So I was having these camp going on. I had got like एक JMO, that's like a maths Olympiad which happens. उसको if you clear that, they organize a camp for you जहाँ पे वो लोग और भी, they do these math stuff and all. So I so उस कैंप को खत्म करके मैं डायरेक्टली वहां से एक बार नाइजर गया था सर से मिलने के लिए, एंड देन आई एक्सप्लेन्ड हिम कि दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू डू एंड आई नीड योर गाइडेंस, एंड ही वाज लाइक, आर यू श्योर यू वांट टू डू, एंड द सेकंड थिंग वाज आस्क इज, कैन यू डू इट, डू यू थिंक दैट यू कैन डू इट? आई सेड yes, I think I can do it. And then he was like, okay, find these things and then we can start working on it. So तो एक महीने के अंदर what all things, जो जो चीजें required थी, कुछ कुछ वहां पे क्या क्या पानी के concentrations वगैरह हैं, what are the parameters of water and soil and all there, I got those things tested. I came back to him in about a month. These are the results that I have, and कि
वेट
ऐसा.
वेट वेट, तो बेसिकली क्लास 9 में तुम्हारा, अगर हम मैं समराइज करूँ जो भी हुआ ओवरव्यू, इफ यू लुक एट कि क्लास 9 में तुम्हें लोकेलिटी से प्रॉब्लम पता चली, देन along with that तुम्हारी क्लास और स्कूल चल रहा था, राइट? और ये जो ओलंपियाड्स वगैरह सब कुछ चल रहा था, देन तुमने अप्रोच कैसे किया? पहला चीज तो अप्रोच कैसे कर रहे थे अलग अलग लैब्स को? मेल्स लिख रहे थे?
मेल्स लिखना, स्कूल के थ्रू लेटर्स भेजना, स्कूल के प्रिंसिपल के थ्रू उनके इंस्टीट्यूशंस के डायरेक्टर्स को. बट किशोर सर का इंसिडेंट वाज रियली समथिंग आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स. हुआ ये था कि आई वाज एट ITER. वहां पे मैं एक प्रोफेसर से मिलने गया था जिनको कि प्रिंसिपल के थ्रू और उनके इंस्टीट्यूशन को लिख के फाइंडिंग आउट कि कौन कौन ऐसे सब्जेक्ट्स पे काम कर रहा है. सो आई फाउंड समवन हु वाज वर्किंग ऑन अ सिमिलर थिंग. मैंने प्रिंसिपल से चिट्ठी लेके आई वेंट टू मीट हिम. तो हुआ ये, ही वाज काइंड ऑफ एट अ प्लेस जो प्रोफेसर्स का जैसे कॉमन एरिया एक होता है ना, एक टीचिंग रूम या फिर ऐसा कुछ टाइप का, वो वहां पे बैठे हुए थे. ही वाज नॉट इन हिज पर्सनल
चाय पी
कैबिन.
रहे होंगे या कुछ पी रहे
नहीं नहीं,
होंगे?
चाहे नहीं, इट वाज काइंड ऑफ अ कॉमन रूम और गैदरिंग रूम फॉर टीचर्स
अच्छा,
और प्रोफेसर्स. वो उनका पर्सनल चेम्बर नहीं था. वो एक गैदरिंग
अच्छा,
रूम था जहाँ पे प्रोफेसर आपस में मिलते थे.
some conference or seminar might be there.
हाँ,
हाँ.
सेमिनार नहीं था, बट इट वाज लाइक जस्ट अ रूम फॉर देम, कि प्रोफेसर्स आएंगे, अपना खाना पीना करेंगे, जस्ट अ रूम. तो वहां पे उनकी एक कलीग मिली, एंड शी वाज लाइक, द प्रोफेसर वाज लाइक, तुम्हारा आइडिया अच्छा है, बट आई डू नॉट हैव द लैब एंड यू नो असिस्टेड सिस्टम कि मैं इसको कर सकूं. सो उन्होंने अपनी कलीग को बताया, देखो ये एक बच्चा है इस तरह का, ही वांट्स टू इट, बट द थिंग इज आई डू नॉट हैव दीज थिंग्स इन माय एट माय एंड, आई एम वर्किंग ऑन समथिंग एल्स. तो उनकी कलीग जो थी, शी हैपेंड टू बी अ फ्रेंड ऑफ किशोर सर, अवंती मैम. शी इज अ प्रोफेसर एट आईटी. यार, शी हैपेंस टू बी अ फ्रेंड ऑफ किशोर सर. And she suggested, you know, I have a friend at NISER Bhubaneswar, and he has done a lot of good work in Germany and all. So what I can do is I can recommend your name to him and he can help you out. So wahan se I got connected to sir. It was actually not through letter to the institution, but through one of sir's friend. So she called up sir in front of me and got me connected to him, and then I came to meet him and stuff, and then we started working.
And that's great. First of all, you really tried. ठीक है, बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स और मेरे पास भी बहुत सारे आइडिया होते थे 9th 10th में, बट आई वाज एनीवे इन द विलेज एंड बस स्कूल में इतना ज्यादा काम होता है कि लाइक we never get to think about these things. So you really went to a lot of people, which is really...
That's about it. I believe कि if we truly believe in something, if we are truly passionate about something, we should at least try. Trying is the first thing. कि अगर हम कोशिश ही नहीं करेंगे, then there is no way of things not happening. और अभी when it has not happened, वो तो वैसे भी नहीं हुआ है. अगर try ही नहीं करोगे तो वैसे भी नहीं होगा. Try करोगे, क्या पता हो जाए.
तो this is to all the students watching here कि आप भी क्लास 9 10 इनफैक्ट 11 12 की ज्यादा ऑडियंस है अभी हमारे यूट्यूब में. तो 9 10 से भी जो भी बच्चे हैं, लाइक डज नॉट मैटर किस स्टेज में हो आप, आइडिया है, अप्रोच तो कर ही सकते हो, राइट? लॉस क्या है?
लॉस क्या है? वहां पे देयर इज नो लॉस.
So the same thing Naisargik did, and he contacted so many people here and there, and finally he got at NISER Bhubaneswar, and wahan se then we'll discuss this journey so far again. So Naisargik, sorry I had interrupted you that time.
No problem.
Now, because a lot of questions actually came up, like how did he even come here? Like,
yeah, that's true.
So okay, so then you met Kishore Panigrahi, and he is still guy. He was like, can you really do it? He was like, yes, I can do it. Then one more question. Actually, it was more of a chemistry problem, I guess, because
it was kind of a biochemistry. Okay. It was more into microbiology, because मैं क्या करना चाहता था, I wanted to the remediation that I had thought was not a chemical process. It was using cyanobacteria. So that's a kind of plant.
Okay.
So and I wanted to work on stopping it from entering the food chain. So plant मतलब मुझे plant ecosystem में इसको जाने से रोकना था. So it was more inclined, much more inclined towards biology. It was chemistry was involved, but chemistry का काम इतना था कि chromium is the problem. The solution lied somewhere in bioaccumulation. कि उसको कैसे हम किलेट करके रोकें.
हाँ, अगर मैं केमिस्ट पर्सपेक्टिव से देखता तो मतलब मुझे वही क्रोमियम वगैरह जो भी उधर है ना, कॉम्प्लेक्स या जो भी आयंस पॉइजनस चीजें फॉर्म हो रही है, तो व्हाट आई वुड बी देन रेदर डूइंग विल बी कि मैं किसी इनऑर्गेनिक लैब या बायो इनऑर्गेनिक लैब में जाके आई वुड जस्ट ट्राई टू स्टडी द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ जो कॉम्प्लेक्स बन रहा है, देन मेक अनदर काइंड ऑफ केमिकल व्हिच विल जस्ट ट्रैप द क्रोमियम और जस्ट रिएक्ट विद द क्रोमियम.
ये था ना, उसके साथ इशू ये था कि ऐसे बहुत ट्रायल्स हुए थे. मैंने उस मतलब बैकग्राउंड रिसर्च जो किया था उस पे, लिटरेचर स्टडी वगैरह उससे पहले जो पढ़ा था, तो ऐसा है कि क्रोमियम को, हेक्सावैलेंट क्रोमियम को डिटॉक्सिफाई करने का प्रोसेस है, पहले से है. पर बात यह है कि जब वो सॉइल में जा चुका है, वो सॉइल में लीच हो चुका है. अगर हाँ, एक जो माइनिंग से आउटलेट का पानी होता है वो तो प्यूरिफाई, वो तो उसका गवर्नमेंट का रूल है कि इतना आप केमिकल ट्रीटमेंट करोगे तभी जाके आप नदी में छोड़ पाओगे. वो तो रूल है, वो तो एक नॉर्मल सा चीज है, वो होगा ही होगा. बट बात यह है कि जब हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि जब जैसे ट्रीटमेंट के वो एक चीज हुआ जो सॉइल के थ्रू जा रहा है, जो वाटर बॉडीज के थ्रू, लीचिंग के थ्रू जा रहा है, जैसे ओवरबर्डन्स है. अब बारिश हुआ, वहां से सीपेज तो होगा ही. जो चीज फूड चेन के पास ऑलरेडी जा चुका है, लोगों के, इट्स लाइक वन स्टेप अवे फ्रॉम गेटिंग टू योर प्लेट, वहां पे कैसे रोकना है. व्हाट आर द पॉसिबल मेथड्स. कि मान लें कि हम लोग सोचें कि वी मेक एन इनऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड, हमने एक केमिकल बनाया, एक केमिकल फॉर्मूला बनाया, वो जाके जो इसको डिटॉक्सिफाई कर देगा। डिटॉक्सिफाई इन द सेंस ज्यादा से ज्यादा +6 स्टेट को +3 में ले आएगा। सो दैट इज एनफ ऑफ डिटॉक्सिफाइड। +3 स्टेट प्लांट्स में जा नहीं पाएगा इतना ज्यादा, जाएगा भी तो प्लांट का माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट है वो उसके लीफ और सीड वगैरह में जाएगा नहीं, और हमें तो वो सब कंज्यूम करना था। रूट तो कोई कंज्यूम करता नहीं है ज्यादातर, मतलब जो फूड क्रॉप्स का। तो अगर हम लोग वहां पे उस साइड में देखते हैं, सो इट्स काइंड ऑफ कि वी कैन स्टॉप इट, बट देन दोस थिंग्स इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में वो पॉसिबल नहीं है, क्योंकि वो प्लांट के ग्रोथ को ही रोक देगा। सो हमें एक ऐसा चीज सोचना है यहाँ पे कि जो प्लांट को भी ग्रो भी करने दे, साथ ही साथ क्रोमियम को भी जाने से रोके।
एक्चुअली तो ये जो सॉल्यूशन हमारा काफी बायोलॉजिकल है, लाइक यू आर ऑलरेडी यूजिंग अ बायोलॉजिकल सिस्टम साइनोबैक्टीरिया, ये कहाँ से आया आइडिया, व्हिच इज ऑब्वियसली बेटर देन एनी एक्सटर्नल केमिकल ट्रीटमेंट?
साइनोबैक्टीरिया का स्टोरी इंटरेस्टिंग है कि मैं वो एरिया घूमने गया था, कि जो माइनिंग रीजन है, एरिया घूमने गया था। सो उनका जो जो कोर माइनिंग एरियाज हैं, वहां पे पत्ते भी शायद से हरे ना मिले, पत्ते भी लाल होते हैं, इतना ज्यादा हालत में रहता है। तो देयर वाज वन थिंग कि मैंने वहां पे पॉन्ड्स में मैंने ये चीजें देखा कि ग्रीन लशेस थे। तो एक एक इट केम एज अ स्ट्राइकिंग थिंग। अभी सोचता हूँ तो लगता है कि आई वाज स्टूपिड बैक देन, बट दैट स्टूपिडिटी वर्कड। सो ये था कि अच्छा पेड़ नहीं संभाल पा रहे हैं, पत्ते नहीं हो रहे हैं, मतलब पेड़ पत्ते इतने ज्यादा, दे आर नॉट बीइंग द बेस्ट थिंग। यहाँ पे एक्सटेंसिव माइनिंग चल रहा है, लोगों को इससे कैंसर हो रहा है, बट देन स्टिल थिंग्स आर एबल टू ग्रो। बात यह है कि तब तक 11th का बायोलॉजी पढ़ा नहीं था कि ये चीज एक्चुअली में ग्रो कर सकता है। तो समटाइम्स लेस इंफॉर्मेशन इज एक्चुअली हेल्पफुल कि ये चीज
वेरी कॉमन सेंसिकल टू यू कि भाई कुछ नहीं ग्रो कर रहा, यही कर रहा है, तो
यही कर रहा है, इसको
सर्वाइव
देखते
कर
हैं
पा
ये सर्वाइव कैसे कर रहा है। कि अगर मतलब जनरल ये था कि अगर यहाँ पे कुछ और नहीं चल रहा है और ये चल रहा है, एंड इट्स कंप्लीटली ग्रीन, पूरा लश वाटर बॉडी में शांति से ग्रो कर रहा है, तो देयर मस्ट बी समथिंग इन इट। सो बाद में वी गॉट इट आउट, हमने उसका सीरियल डाइल्यूशन वगैरह करके निकाला कि ये कौन सा एल्गी है, क्या है, कौन सा सियानोबैक्टीरिया, एंड देन वी स्टार्टेड वर्किंग ऑन दैट।
तो बाय द वे इस पूरे प्रोसेस का जो लॉजिस्टिक्स था, उधर विजिट करना, सैंपल लेना, एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन, तुमने बोला ना कि उसके पैरामीटर्स पता करना, कैसे किया ये?
So logistics is something that you have to manage it on your own actually. तो होता ये था, जो एक्सपेरिमेंट्स हैं वो तो मैं सर के साथ लैब में करता था, तो सर यूज्ड टू गाइड देयर लैब में रिसोर्सेज पहले से होती थी, एंड देन इवन अनामिका दीदी यूज्ड टू हेल्प मी आउट। देयर वाज अनदर गाय नीलांजन भैया, ही यूज्ड टू हेल्प मी आउट। देयर वाज अनदर गाय इन किशोर सर's लैब, दुर्गा भैया, ही यूज्ड टू हेल्प मी आउट। सो ऐसे लैब में आई वाज कंप्लीटली न्यू बैक देन, तो वो लोग लिटरली मुझे एक एक चीज समझा के सिखाते थे। पहले
And you were in class 9th, like टेस्ट ट्यूब पकड़ना तक सिखाया गया हो?
हाँ ऑफ कोर्स,
ऐसे डालते हैं।
हाँ वो भी सिखाया गया है। और बात ये था कि मुझे जब सिखाया जाता था तो मैं शांति से सुनता था और शांति से देखता था। सो आई यूज्ड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि चलो चीजें क्या हो रही हैं, जहाँ पे समझ नहीं आप पूछ लो, क्योंकि थिंग्स आर वे आउट ऑफ माय लीग बैक देन। तो अगर पूछूंगा नहीं तो सीखूंगा नहीं।
बहुत ज्यादा यहाँ सेकंड थर्ड ईयर के बच्चे आके जब इंटर्नशिप तक करते हैं, दे हैव नो क्लू कि हो क्या रहा है। इतनी बड़ी सी लैब, हर जगह केमिकल या फिर टेस्ट ट्यूब, पिपेट, माइक्रो पिपेट, हर चीज होता है, कुछ कर रहा है, एंड सब कुछ ना कुछ सोच के ही, प्लान बना के ही कर रहा है। तो एंड तुम क्लास 9th में थे, दैट्स लाइक 6-7 years of gap. तो
हाँ, I agree,
but you got a great exposure.
It was and it was real fun, क्योंकि so तब तक बस ये पता था, अच्छा चलो माइक्रोलीटर इज समथिंग, बट ये पता नहीं था कि यू कैन एक्चुअली ड्रॉ माइक्रोलीटर्स इन पिपेट्स एंड एक्चुअली
एग्जैक्ट।
तब तक बस पता था कि माइक्रोलीटर होता है, बट यू हैड नेवर थॉट कि
10 power minus
6 कोई ड्रॉ कैसे कर देगा,
कैसे करेंगे, लेकिन कैसे।
तो वो चीज है, एंड दे वर फन क्योंकि 1 ml तो मतलब 1 ml से नीचे भी कुछ जा सकता है। लैब आने से पहले तक ऑनेस्टली पता नहीं था। तो वहां से विद इन अ पीरियड ऑफ एक्चुअली दीस थिंग्स हैपेंड रियल फास्ट। 5 से 6 महीने के अंदर I came to understand these things, and then I was like, by the time I entered my 10th grade, I was actually working on it, and I was taking help. I was being constantly helped by others, but then I was able to do things independently as well.
तो हो जाता है 5-6 महीने में सब
5-6
लैब
महीने में
कंप्लीट
5-6 महीने में आराम से सीख जाते हैं. सिखाने वाले अच्छे मिलने चाहिए, आराम से सीख जाएंगे. सो एंड देन ये प्रोजेक्ट पूरा बना. आई रिप्रेजेंटेड इंडिया एट इंटरनेशनल साइंस एंड इंजीनियरिंग फेयर. सो दैट्स अ थिंग कि जहाँ पे अराउंड 80 कंट्रीज से लोग पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं विद साइंस प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड ऑल. तो वहां पे मैंने इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट किया. इट वाज ऑल गुड. फिर वापस आया, फिर से दोबारा से दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट्स. एक बार का अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था. देयर वर न्यू आइडियाज, इसको भी थोड़ा आगे कंटिन्यू करना था. सो बैक 10th में 2-3 महीना बस, मतलब 2-3 नहीं, 4-5 महीना गैप लेके पढ़ाई वढ़ाई का थोड़ा, जैसे एक जो कोर्स वर्क है वो खत्म कर दिया. And then I started coming back to lab. Then
कैसे
दूसरे
आते थे दिल्ली कैसे आते थे पुणे?
डेली बाय माय ओन व्हीकल वगैरह से आता था मैं.
कौन ड्रॉप करता था? पापा?
नहीं, ड्रॉप नहीं करता था. वो ड्राइवर भैया के साथ आता था. वो वहीं पे रहते थे, क्योंकि होता ये था कि मुझे नाइजर के कैंटीन का खाना पसंद नहीं था. मैं बहुत बार ट्राई किया कि ये खाना मैं खा लूं, बट ऑनेस्टली मैं वो खा नहीं पाया था. वो कृष्णा या क्या नाम है उसका, हाँ कृष्णा हॉस्टल है ना, इसके नीचे
कृष्णा है.
तो कृष्णा के मेस में मैं खाना नहीं खा पाया था. तो 3-4 दिन के बाद लिटरली मेरा हालत खराब हो गया था कि मैं, मतलब कुछ दिन के बाद. सो व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू इज, वो गाड़ी रहता था मेरे पास, भैया रहते थे, एंड आई लंच टाइम पे मैं बकायदा बाहर जाके, वो सैफरन स्पाइस या ऐसा कुछ एक रेस्टोरेंट था तब, शायद से नहीं नहीं होगा पता नहीं, है ना वो. सो वो जटनी छक में मेन स्क्वायर में, वो वहां पे जाके मेरा ये रोज था कि वहां पे जाके लंच होगा एंड देन फिर वापस आके काम करना होता था.
ओके नाइस. तो कहाँ थे हम
थे कि जैसे आने जाने पे.
हाँ नहीं, उसके पहले थे ना कहीं वो? तो
उसके पहले की 10th के बाद तो फिर से दोबारा से लैब ज्वाइन करके आई स्टार्टेड वर्किंग ऑन
श्योर का ही वुड बी हैप्पी बाय नाउ.
हाँ
तुमने तो इंटरनेशनली इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करके आए हो और उसकी लैब में भी काम कर रहे हो.
हाँ, एंड इट वाज फन. तो उसके बाद थोड़ा क्या होता है ना, काइंड ऑफ प्रमोशन हो गया था. ओके तो अब क्या हुआ था, जिनके साथ मैं काम करना सीख रहा था वो बहुत ज्यादा सीनियर हो गए थे. तो एक, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी जो मान लो 4th ईयर 5th ईयर पीएचडी में थे, वो तो 6th ईयर में जा चुके थे. उनका तो बस थोड़ा ही काम बचा था. अनामिका दीदी जर्मनी चली गई थी. नीलांजन भैया वो उनका 4th ईयर चल रहा था. सो वो अपने लैब में बिजी होता है. यहाँ पे आई वाज वर्किंग अलोंग विद पीएचडीज. देन देयर वाज दिस गाय स्वर्णेंद्र भैया, ही एंटर्ड द लैब. तो उनके साथ मिलके हम लोग मिलके प्रोजेक्ट्स वगैरह कर रहे थे. और तब तक क्या होता है ना कि वंस यू स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन एंड थिंग्स स्टार्ट वर्किंग आउट, तो एक समझ आ जाता है कि अच्छा दिस इज हाउ थिंग्स वर्क. जो बेसिक एक एल्गोरिदम है ना कि ओके ऐसे हाइपोथेसिस बनता है, उसको लेके ऐसे एक्सपेरिमेंट्स डिजाइन किए जाते हैं, पहले पेपर्स पढ़े जाते हैं कि इन चीजों पे क्या हुआ है, इन चीजों पे क्या किया जा सकता है, थोड़ा ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग किया जाता है, फिर उस पे डेवलप किया जाता है, और उसके आगे फिर एक्सपेरिमेंट का प्रोटोकॉल वगैरह ऐसे ऐसे देखना होता है, समझना होता है, पूछना होता है, फिर हेल्प लेके करना होता है, फिर रिजल्ट डिस्कशन एनालिसिस, वो तो फिर आगे का है.
तो यू गॉट अ रियली गुड एक्सपोजर एंड इसके साथ रिसोर्सेज, नाइजर में जो इतना ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग लाइब्रेरी है, सो मच ऑफ द रिसर्च जो पहले कर चुके हैं, वो रिसर्च पेपर का एक्सेस, you got full information. It's like coming from a place where there was no internet to a really strong internet Wi-Fi place जहाँ तुम Google में कुछ भी जान सकते हो. Right. The same for research here.
हाँ, क्योंकि हुआ कि ये था कि जब मैं जब अपना प्रोजेक्ट खत्म कर रहा था, मतलब पहला वाला, जब मेरा 10th शायद से शुरू होके 1 ही महीना हुआ था, आई वॉज टू रिप्रेजेंट इंडिया. मेरा रिजल्ट्स वगैरह निकाल के मुझे बस थीसिस खत्म करके जाना था कि उसी थीसिस को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए. सो तभी नाइजर में एक नया इक्विपमेंट आया था, नए टाइप का, जो सॉलिड सैंपल का रमन स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी कर सकता था, जो अभी भी शायद से फिजिक्स डिपार्टमेंट में होता. तब उसको रखा गया था लाइब्रेरी बिल्डिंग में. अब कहाँ पे है आई डोंट नो. तब उसको लाइब्रेरी बिल्डिंग में रखा गया था एक रूम में. सो वहां पे जस्ट नया मशीन आया था, और उसका शायद से पहला 1.5 जो महीना है उसका बुकिंग शायद से खाली हमारे लैब के पास ही था.
अरे
1.5 महीना हम ही अड़प के रखे. तो और उसमें भी बैठते कि हम लोग जो राइस प्लांट के लीव्स वगैरह थे, इसमें क्रोमियम गया है नहीं गया है ये करने के लिए, वी यूज्ड टू सिट देयर, वी यूज्ड टू वर्क ऑन इट. गेटिंग एक्सपोजर टू समथिंग लाइक अ रमन स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी इन 10th ग्रेड इज रियल फन.
बात कर रहे हैं क्रोमियम गया, लाइक हाउ डू यू इवन गेट टू नो कि किसी चीज में क्रोमियम है या नहीं? So the whole instrument you got to see there, right?
Exactly.
बस ये स्कूल में क्या बताते हैं, बस ऐसा होता है, इसको पता कर लो तो फिर ये कर लो।
स्कूल लेवल में द मोस्ट यू कैन गो इज मे बी अ यूवी विजिबल स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी, और वो भी शायद से नहीं होता है, वो भी थियोरेटिकली बताया जाता है कि ऐसा होता है।
ऐसा इंस्ट्रूमेंट एग्जिस्ट करता है जो जिसका प्रिंसिपल ये है, इसकी थ्योरी
रट लो, एंड देन देयर
एग्जाम में पूछ लेंगे व्हाट इज द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ यूवी विजिबल
प्रिंसिपल ऑफ यूवी
स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी।
विजिबल। तो यूवी विजिबल से आगे डिस्कशन नहीं होता है। एंड यहाँ पे वी हैड लाइक साक्षात रमन स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी था।
आई थिंक दैट वुड बी क्रोर्स मिनिमम, आई थिंक रमन
हाँ
स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी
हाँ हाँ, मच मोर देन दैट, मच मोर देन दैट, अराउंड लाइक इन मल्टी क्रोर्स उसका नंबर था, क्योंकि उसके लिए प्रॉपर, क्योंकि उसके लिए बकायदा एक रूम अलॉट किया गया था विच वाज 24/7 एसी चलेगा, उसमें 3 एसी
हाँ
थे।
हाँ
उसका उसका कभी सीपीयू ऑफ नहीं होता था। के लिए एक साइंटिफिक ऑफिसर अपॉइंट किए गए थे, स्पेशली पोस्ट डॉक्टरेट साइंटिफिक ऑफिसर, जो उसको हैंडल करने में हेल्प करते थे। एंड देन उनका सैम्पलिंग सिखाने के लिए शायद से 3 या 4 बार टेक्नीशियंस आए थे कि आप इसमें कैसे सैंपल अलग अलग टाइप का
इट
लाओ।
हैपेंस फॉर ऑल द इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हियर एक्चुअली। अभी भी
हाँ
तुम अगर कभी तो देखोगे कि पूरा एक फ्लोर में तो पूरा मशीन सी मशीन है, हर मशीन के लिए एक टेक्नीशियन या साइंटिफिक ऑफिसर है।
हम्म।
और कई सेंसिटिव चीजों के लिए तो तुम कर भी नहीं सकते, पीएचडी को भी अलाउड नहीं
एक्सआरडी वगैरह के लिए तो
है।
अलाउड ही नहीं है, एनएमआर और एक्सआरडी वगैरह के लिए तो अलाउड नहीं है। हमने जब एक्सआरडी किया था, इट वाज डन बाय देम, वहां पे जो टेक्नीशियन थे उन्होंने ही किया था।
अभी तो खैर हो गया है, तब तो काफी नई नई चीजें थी ना। अभी तो खैर मैंने खुद किया है एक्सआरडी वगैरह,
हाँ,
मस्त
तब तो
है।
जस्ट मशीन्स आई थी ना, तो
आई थी तो उस टाइम पे नया नया होता है ना, तो नाइजर का भी एक दिन सबको नहीं देना, खराब हो
हाँ
जाएगा।
ऑनेस्टली, क्योंकि होता भी था, 1-2 बार हुआ भी था उन
हाँ,
इंसिडेंट के
तब पूरा
बाद।
1-2 महीने के लिए रिसर्च ही बंद है यार।
तो इसीलिए उन्होंने पूरा रोक दिया था, टेक्नीशियंस ही करेंगे। तो
हाँ
उसके
हाँ
बाद अभी तो चलो ठीक है, अराउंड 5-6 साल हो गए हैं, तो ऑफ कोर्स थिंग्स वुड हैव चेंज्ड अ लॉट।
ठीक है, तो दैट्स ग्रेट। तो तुम फिर थीसिस पे आए 10th वाला जो बात कर रहे थे।
तो आया, मैं यूएस गया, रिप्रेजेंट किया, आया, एंड देन नॉर्मल आई वाज बैक टू एकेडमिक्स। तो कि चलो ठीक है, पढ़ाई वढ़ाई कर लिया, बस थोड़ा 10th में ऑलमोस्ट नवंबर के बाद से आई स्टार्टेड कमिंग बैक रेगुलरली। एंड फिर तब दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट्स किए। फिर उसी टाइम के आसपास दिसंबर एंड में मेरा प्रेसिडेंट अवार्ड वगैरह का अनाउंसमेंट हुआ, एंड जनवरी वगैरह ऑलमोस्ट पूरा जनवरी सेलिब्रेशन में ही निकल गया। एंड देन
हम्म
बोर्ड्स वगैरह हुए। बोर्ड्स के बाद 11th में आई वाज वर्किंग ऑन मल्टीपल थिंग्स एट अ टाइम, कि अलग अलग साइंस प्रोजेक्ट्स थे, देयर वर फ्यू अदर आइडियाज, एंड देन चीजों पे काम कर रहा था मैं। एंड देन एक और बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट था, उस पे काम करना स्टार्ट किया, कि जो डेयरी एनिमल्स वगैरह में ईस्ट्रेस पीरियड के डिटेक्शन टाइम के ऊपर, उनमें काम करना शुरू किया। सो
तो ये सब तुम्हारा क्लास 10th 11th 12th इसके दौरान पैरेलली यू वर कमिंग टू नाइजर एंड वर्किंग इन द
हाँ
लैब विद
हाँ
दीस
हाँ
प्रोजेक्ट्स।
हाँ, आई वाज
तो तुमने
वर्किंग।
4 साल ऑलरेडी प्रोजेक्ट किया, राइट? लाइक
हाँ
ऑलमोस्ट अलोंग विथ योर स्कूल यू
हाँ,
बेसिकली काइंड ऑफ डिड इंटीग्रेटेड एमएससी, जो मैं अभी कर रहा हूँ फ्रॉम क्लास 9।
it was actually real fun. It was real fun.
Obviously it is. So and along with that ये प्रेसिडेंट अवार्ड, इसके बारे में बताओ, लाइक हाउ डिड यू
तो
गेट सेलेक्टेड,
प्रेसिडेंट
कैसा था ये?
अवार्ड वाज लाइक, उसके पहले क्या होता था कि ऑन 14th नवंबर चिल्ड्रंस डे में, हाँ चिल्ड्रंस डे में दिया जाता था कि जो बच्चे कुछ अच्छा किए हैं। सो बैक इन 2018-19 में उन्होंने इसको री एस्टैब्लिश किया, इसको ब्रेवरी अवार्ड वगैरह को, सारे चीजों को एक साथ मिलाया, नेशनल चाइल्ड अवार्ड, ब्रेवरी अवार्ड को, and they made it into प्रधानमंत्री बाल पुरस्कार। they started it as a new fresh concept। उन्होंने उसको 26 जनवरी के साथ फंक्शंस के साथ इंक्लूड किया। एंड देन इट वाज लाइक, उन्होंने इसको दिया कि दिस विल बी द हाईएस्ट सिविलियन ऑनर फॉर एनीवन अंडर द एज ऑफ 18। सो जितने भी अवार्ड,
एज क्या था उस टाइम?
उस टाइम मेरा एज था 16। मतलब मेरे 16 बर्थडे 27 जनवरी को था, मैं तो मुझे 22 जनवरी को अवार्ड
तो
मिला।
15, देन इट वाज 15।
हाँ मतलब 15 रनिंग, 16 बर्थडे होने वाला था,
15,
तो इट वाज काइंड ऑफ
हाँ
15-16।
16, ठीक है।
हाँ सो उस टाइम प्रेसिडेंट हाउस के दरबार हॉल में वी रिसीव द अवार्ड्स, जैसे पद्मा अवार्ड्स वगैरह का सेलिब्रेशन होता है उसी टाइप का। प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड ऑल, दे वर ऑल प्रेजेंट देयर। उस बीच में हमें अवार्ड वगैरह दिया गया। फिर 24th को द प्राइम मिनिस्टर इनवाइटेड सारे अवार्डीज को टू हिज रेसिडेंस फॉर लाइक अ ब्रंच एंड
You have those photos?
हाँ, I have those photos.
Hey, share with me after this.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll share with you. So we had a brunch at his house. We all clicked pictures with him. We interacted with him on what we do on and what we are planning to do. And it was like a good discussion. We spent like the whole morning, almost the end of afternoon. वहाँ पे we spent at his house, and then we were a part of the 26th January parade. 26th
Okay.
January में so they got these open gypsies and all. जो परेड में होता है, परेड वगैरह के बाद इंडियन नेशनल आर्मी जो था उसके वॉर वेटरन्स वगैरह को तो दिखाए गए. सो एंड देन देयर वाज लाइक दिस होल कॉन्वॉय जिसमें जो अवार्डीज थे उनको एक एक करके राजपथ में उनको लिया गया. सो दैट वाज रियली अ नेक्स्ट लेवल एक्सपीरियंसिंग दैट. इट वाज वंडरफुल.
Man, so you were in 26th January parade also. वो
हाँ,
सब फोटो होगी ना.
हाँ, उसका भी फोटो. एंड दैट वाज लाइक द
आप सब
मोस्ट थ्रिलिंग एक्सपीरियंस क्योंकि यू नो
exactly भाई लोग टीवी पे देखता है पूरा इंडिया उस परेड
this
में.
January, not even being a part of it, being a part of the parade and then they celebrated us along with those things, कि okay, हमारा नाम लिया जा रहा था कि
These are
okay,
gems of India.
these are the guys coming in, they have done this,
Future of India.
so वो entire Rajpath पे they were taking us in. It was really a nice moment.
What was the criteria of getting selected to this
So
award? And तुम्हारे
criteria
साथ और
was
कौन-कौन लोग थे?
कि over the years international achievements particular किसी field में होने से over the years एक से उनका नहीं था कि multiple achievements अगर international level पे होंगे so they will award you with this.
And how did you they get to know, or you would have to apply or something like that?
उसका होता है पहले नॉमिनेशन होता था हमारे टाइम पे. वी यूज्ड टू गेट नॉमिनेशन और एप्लीकेशन दोनों होता था. So you can either apply or someone can nominate you. Now I think the systems have changed. I don't think nominations are a part anymore. आप सिर्फ खुद ही apply कर सकते हो शायद से. This has happened this year क्योंकि एक लड़का था who was applying and उसने
तुम्हें पूछा होगा कि कैसे किया.
हाँ there was this guy. हाँ nominations अब नहीं है. Fresh notice उसने आज ही भेजा था कि release हुआ है. So this is what needs to be done.
So you applied there or someone nominated you?
उस टाइम पे मुझे नॉमिनेट किया गया था. तब नॉमिनेशंस थी. तो तब क्या हुआ था, तब नॉमिनेशंस थे. अभी क्या है कि अभी अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा.
तो तुम्हें किसने नॉमिनेट किया था?
मुझे उड़ीसा के फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ने नॉमिनेट किया था बैक देन.
वाओ. एंड कैसे? हाउ डिड यू गेट
उसका
टू
क्या
नो?
होता है ना, उसका रूल ये होता है कि नाउ if any person nominates you or a minister nominates you, वो सेम ही होता है. वो क्या होता है, वहां पे एक पोर्टल है एंड उस पोर्टल पे यू क्रिएट अ काइंड ऑफ अकाउंट. आधार कार्ड डिटेल्स देके वहां पे कोई नाम डेजिग्नेशन कुछ पता नहीं चलता. सो यू आर जस्ट अनदर पर्सन. बस ये था कि उनके सिग्नेचर पैड पे उन्होंने एक रिकमेंडेशन वगैरह किया था. सो ही केम टू नो अबाउट द वर्क दैट आई वाज डूइंग थ्रू गैदरिंग से. उनसे मिला उन्होंने एंड देन ही वाज डूइंग yo what are you doing and मैंने उनको बताया कि these are this is the thing that I'm working on. मैं यूएस के लिए इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करने गया था एंड ऑल. तो फिर उन्होंने वहां से बैक देन I don't think he's still the finance minister of Odisha, but back then he was the minister and then he got me nominated.
Oh, and he might have suggested that you should get nominated to the president's award. Like पहले से तुम्हारे दिमाग में आया था, like किसके दिमाग में आया कि चलो प्रेसिडेंट अवार्ड के लिए अप्लाई करते हैं?
Honestly I didn't have the information as well.
You didn't know, right? This is what happens here actually. People don't know about this stuff.
So वहां से पता चला and then when I inquired about it, उन्होंने बताया ऐसे normally को there is some award in which we do people do these kind of things, then we recommend it and they get awarded by the president. So why don't you do that? Contact me and we'll find out and do that. So उस time पे I got in touch when I was reading through it with one of my seniors who had got the National Child Award, which was like 14th November वाले format में. So he told me, okay, so this is the thing, this is what it is about and what you can do. So मैंने उस हिसाब से अपने चीजें ready की. I gave it to the honorable minister and then he kind of took it to the next level and he
and what's the prize money or something? Is it?
The prize money was pretty good. I mean, एक gold का medal मिला, 1 lakh rupees cash prize मिला and 10,000 का NBT का book coupon मिला. And
nice.
NBT is something I must say. वो जो 10,000 का कूपन है उसमें आप लिटरली 25-30 हजार की किताब खरीद सकते हो. क्योंकि
हाँ
ऑलरेडी सब्सिडाइज्ड रेट पे होता है वहां पे किताबें।
हाँ
नेशनल बुक ट्रस्ट जो दिल्ली के पार्लियामेंट के पास मतलब वहां पे है, तो वो वहां पे ऑलरेडी सब्सिडाइज्ड प्राइस पे होता है, उस पे भी डिस्काउंट लगा होता है। तो सो विद अ वाउचर ऑफ 10,000 यू कैन एक्चुअली गेट a lot of books. So
nice.
so ये
So
total those time.
so this was like your class 10th,
This
right?
was when 10th was ending, like 2019 में मेरा
10th
मार्च में
January
हुआ
में,
था।
26
हाँ,
January में.
26 जनवरी में हुआ था।
Then okay, tell me further. Like it's going really long session, but yeah.
So after 10th was over, I started working on, a few other projects as well. फिर Nilanjan Bhaiya, the guy who was helping me in NISER, he started also doing different projects at IIT Bhubaneswar with Dr. Bishwaranjan Bhaiya. He completed his postdoctorate from NISER and he got his own lab at IIT. So they were like friends. So he got me access to IIT Bhubaneswar as well. We can, if there is some on the engineering side of ideas, if you want to design something, if there is some, then we work together on a software project. We worked on quite a lot of things. So mix karke, I was working with Kishore sir, I was doing my own projects, I was working with him, learning different things from him as well. So it was quite fun. And back in 11th I started out my own social organization. It was all fun.
What was it?
So there was like a youth-led organization which was based, with a motive of social entrepreneurship thing, where we bring in people who are interested to, work, for some or other cause, and then we take up different initiatives, run them actively, and then there are like we also respond laterally to like calamities where उसको respond करना, and providing help and different initiatives को run करना, सब कुछ under one roof. So it was like a completely student run
How did
organization.
you start this, and like what? How far it went?
I and few of my friends, we started it together. It was not like a one-man show. A lot of friends, we got along together and we started it, and that became pretty big by the end of 2019, or I would say even now. It expanded to across somewhat around 19 districts in Odisha, with more than 5,000 volunteers working around, and on different causes, different things. And yeah, that
Still
was
going on?
still going on. I mean, I do not take part regularly on it, but then new people are there who are working.
Mostly like volunteer run, and new your juniors and juniors coming and running. And it's non-profit totally.
It's totally non-profit.
That's awesome, man.
And then
okay, so that was your yeah.
So that was like when I was in 11th. Then I went for a 2-month internship to Finland.
How?
So when I was working in NISER, there was Dr. Chandra Mohan sir, if you know him.
He might be in biology, was it?
Yeah, he's in biology.
Okay.
So he's like the main scientific officer of entire SPS. I used to interact with him regularly regarding the experiments that I used to do, and we used to regularly discuss about things and all. So then he said, then through him I got to know about an opportunity that one of his college friends has, that he was working in Finland on certain things. So then what I did was I got in touch with him. I kind of sent, these are the projects I have done, and I want to come to you and learn a few new things. I gave like a interview to him, and then I went for like a winter internship.
So you did internship during your 11th, the winter internship?
Yeah.
Okay,
then it was kind of the 11th exams. I got the chance to, the project that I was working on, it was selected again to represent India at the ISEF, but COVID came in.
at what?
At International Science and Engineering Fair. The second project that I was working on, that too got an opportunity. I was
What was it?
It was on estrus detection cycle for dairy animals and stuff. Yeah. So, but then हुआ ये कि COVID happened, and then the things got cancelled, the exhibition and all those stuff got cancelled. I was literally stuck at home. By then I was already into Ashoka. Ashoka is like a platform for young people. They have these programs called Ashoka Young Change Makers, which they were just starting back then in India. And they had these really good thing called Ashoka Fellows. You can check about that. That's a real good thing.
And who started, like Ashoka University?
No, not Ashoka University. It's a really big organization, global organization called Ashoka Innovators for the Public. It's a United States-based organization.
Yeah, so Ashoka is international. Like it
No,
seems
no,
more
not
of
Ashoka
an.
University. These are two different things. Ashoka University is different, and Ashoka
Hmm.
Innovators for the Public is different. That's a really big organization internationally. I can
Sure.
provide you the links and you can check with them. So I was back then already an part of the Ashoka Young Change Makers Network. And then one of the co-change makers, we came in together and then we did something which was called Udyami Utsav. It was like a virtual event which more than 100,000 people attended. It was inaugurated by the then Petroleum Minister of India and the Minister for MSME, and he gave like a lecture on it. And Honorable Minister Nitin Gadkari ji, he also was a part of that event. And then we had Padma awardees of different fields who were the speakers in that event. We had entrepreneurs like Sagar, including the founder of Wow Momos, Mr. Sagar Daryani. So those guys were coming in and interacting with the people. So I organized that event with one of my friends, and then we invited
You
startup.
organized.
Yeah.
You organized these events.
So it was like a really big and wonderful event that we conducted together, and then
Through your social initiative,
not exactly through one of
the Ashoka one.
there was another Ashoka Young Changemaker who had his own initiative. I was a guy, so we both friends, we came along together and we did this thing. This was like a
So how did you arrange this whole thing, and what was the name?
so the thing is, he was this guy who was having his own initiative. He was working on that. I was someone else working on this. During lockdown, we both planned a third thing together and
To organize an event. Event called what?
event called Udyami Utsav.
Udyami Utsav.
Yeah.
Okay. And you would invite all these people, the ministers, the awardees,
people from different
this
spheres, people who have achieved, who have done a lot, who have done a real good job, like the director of FSSI, people who have been conferred with Padma Awards, and then social entrepreneurs like Anshu Gupta, the founder of Goonj, which is like a really big organization in India, and then people in the government who are working on different things, and then different entrepreneurs, all at the same platform, to have like a youth interaction based platform. And then along with that, we invited startups. If you have ideas, we collaborated with different incubation centers. We collaborated with them. The startups came in, they applied to the incubation centers through us, and then a lot of startups got selected and got incubated. And then we so it was fun working on it. We organized this event.
Awesome.
It was wonderful.
And you were in class 11th or 12th?
Back then I was in 12th. School was going virtually, and during the same time I launched like a magazine with two of my other friends. So it was
You
called
launched a magazine also.
yeah. So
Man, that's okay. There's a lot of things you are doing in just.
yeah, it was
Okay.
fun doing them. I mean, the governor of Odisha inaugurated our magazine.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really fun doing all those things. It was called the Changemaker Times, and it was kind of a really non-conventional magazine. So the thing was, it was all about people who have come. It covered actually three aspects: people who have come from grassroots levels and achieved something, people who are entrepreneurs and doing some new things, and people who have really made it in their lives. So we had these three spectrum of people working on it. So, and we had a really wide variation of networks, like people who used to give interviews to us, and we used to like cover their stories. So starting from someone from the scale of Mansukh Bhai Prajapati, who has built a 500 crore turnover company from scratch, to kind of a woman who is working in some remote village of Rajasthan on menstruation hygiene and stuff. So we used to cover everyone. We used to find those people. We used to connect with them. We used to interview them and write them out, like write about them.
Nice, nice. Is that's also going on right now?
That's kind of
Magazine?
fun. It's kind
No.
of hard to run media organization without being physically present, because that kind of needs a lot of attention, and it kind of needs from all of us. So I'm in my college, and the friends with whom I had started, that guy is also in Singapore doing his management stuff. So we both are in different parts of the world, and we are not able to do it together right now.
Okay. Nice, nice. Let's proceed from your class 12th now. Yeah.
So after class 12th,
I'm basically kind of recapping everything about your life.
okay.
Okay.
So after class 12th, I did my college applications and all. Yeah, I passed out college. I was selected to MIT and Johns Hopkins. So these,
Wow.
uh,
Both of those. So you applied to both of these colleges,
both of these
institutes,
colleges, I
and you were
applied to
selected.
and I
And
was selected. I applied
what
to
was the process? Sorry, continue.
so I had applied to Georgia Tech as well, but the thing was, I had to. It was a restricted admission. If I had made a selection in college board that if I get into Johns Hopkins, I'm not going to select any other university that comes to me, later on. So Georgia Tech was gone away. MIT was an independent application, so there was no problem. But then the scope for biomedical engineering in MIT was limited to computational medicine and stuff, which I found out from what research was going on at MIT. And for biomedical engineering, Johns Hopkins was like the best in the whole world. And when I got selected to do it without any second thought, I accepted it.
Okay, that's really awesome. So you were basically selected at MIT and Johns Hopkins as well, and you were like, MIT, they're not doing the stuff which I want to do, so go
Yeah.
away. You got to Johns Hopkins. Now there's a lot of things here itself to discuss, like how did you apply for these, what was the process. Tell me in brief about this for the
So,
audience.
so there is this thing called College Board. So that's like the platform where you apply to all the US universities. These are essay-based applications. They are not like some general JE exam type of things. You appear an exam, you submit it, you get a test score, and you get what you want, or you get what they want, essentially, according to your score. So college board mein first you decide ki, oh, what do you actually want to study? What do you plan to do as a major? Is it computer science? It's biomedical engineering? It's mechanical engineering? It's chemical and biomolecular engineering? It's neurosciences or what? Whatever. So you select a focus area, what you want to study. Then you apply to different universities. You write as reflective essays. You talk about your achievements. You talk about how you think. You talk about what you have done till now. You talk about your academics as well. But then academics is not the only thing that matters here.
That is just a screening criteria, man.
So not even a screening criteria. That's
Ah,
just one of five things. That's not even a screening criteria. It's just present because it's there. It's not even a screening criteria. It's equal to, I mean, any other thing on the table. So
okay.
so everything is viewed equally here. And then they go through a process, and you kind of get your results, like whether they accept your thing or not. And then you get like a letter of acceptance. Key, okay, the university has accepted your application and wants you in, or kind of thing. But then what I would suggest is to your audience, if you guys are trying to apply for US universities, be well prepared in advance. It's not a thing to do in a month or so. Be well prepared. Take at least 3 months. Prepare your applications really good, because they want you to be really specific. The essay questions are previously available. You can go through them, you can write sample essays, you can find out, and then actually work on them in detail, because they have to be very specific, because there is a lot of stuff to put in, but the word limit is like 200 words, and there are like tens of essays that you have to write.
Uh,
So telling them everything you want to express in 200 words, and that to about 10 different things, it's a tough job. I would not recommend.
Writing less is really tough, actually.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's what I would say. Be well
Okay,
prepared.
so after 12th, you got into Johns Hopkins, and yeah, then you got selected. You must have celebrated. Then let's
Yeah,
see the
it was,
journey.
it was
Yeah.
I celebrated. Then I got off with my 12th grade. I flew to the US, and I joined my college, and from the first semester
In
onward.
2018,
No, this is like 2021,
2021, just last year.
last year. Yeah,
So last year only you passed your 12th.
yeah.
So now you have just finished your first year at Johns Hopkins.
I have just started my second year.
You just started the second year. Here I have just started my fifth year. Okay, at NISER. Okay, so tell me one more thing about your family and the parents, the support and all you got, because throughout this process of class 9 to class 12, from doing this project, just an idea you had that we should solve this problem of chromium poisoning, that thing to coming to NISER, then coming to Johns Hopkins. So what was the role of your family? How were they throughout this journey?
They were extremely supportive of it, because generally it's a tough decision to make, I would say, because you're involving a lot of risk. I would say there is a lot of risk involved, because what you're actually risking is your entire career. When you join in when you jump into a research project, when you jump into any kind of thing outside your academics, what you're essentially doing is you're risking your entire career. So
Yes.
you definitely need support from your parents. They need to have that faith in you. You try, like, there is no harm in trying. We say there's no harm in trying, but I would say it honestly that what you are doing is because the people who are watching it are not some 40-50-year-old guys in front of a television, but they're actual students. So what I would say is,
Yes.
be well prepared, at least mentally, because things are not always going to turn out right for you. There have been times while I was working at NISER, experiments have failed. Things haven't worked out the way I have wanted. Whatever I said till now was all rosy, but it's not.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that as well. Tell about
No.
some of the dark phases or
So the
bad
dark
things.
phases are really tough. The dark phases are really tough. We say that it's really fun to work, but at the same time, the dark phases are equally dark. So, but then you have to go through them. Until and unless you go through the darkness, you cannot feel what sunshine looks like. So,
So, sorry, continue.
yeah. So what I was saying is, see, when you're in, say, 9th grade, 10th grade, or 11th grade, so what you're doing is you are taking out time from a conventional Indian education system. You at least need like 8 to 10 months of good preparation to have a decent score, or get into a good college in India. That's like a basic requirement. If you are
Exactly.
So that's a very basic requirement. You need 10 months of your life to put it into that. So now out of 24 months, you're left with some 14 months. If you're already in 11th, but if you're in 9th year, you have a lot of time. Honestly, I would say the grade of 9th exams do not matter anywhere. You can take risks as much as you want. Nobody fails a 9th grade. There is not much there, not much there to cover up. So nobody in this world fails in 9th grade. But people do fail in 11th. So when you're in 11th, you have to start taking things seriously, because 10th and 11th, there is a sudden jump in the level of
Everything is different.
everything is
Everything
really
is different.
different. There was one subject called science, and now there is like physics, chemistry, maths, biology. So now you
And
have
even the stuff you read in each of these is another level.
exactly, because earlier, there were 3 chapters of biology, and now there are like 30 chapters or 40 chapters combined in 11th and 12th. So you are studying about each and every concept in real details. So there is a lot of stuff there in those books as well. So you need to figure out how you're going to manage it, because you need that as well. You cannot leave that stuff. Those are the basics. So
And tell me about your conversation with the family, your parents, about the marks and all. Because in India, it's always there that you need to
so
get a
that
good
didn't
percentage
happen.
in
That didn't
10th and
happen
11th.
because I was good at scoring marks. So I got saved from those conversations because I was good at scoring marks.
You were already a topper, and you were
Not
able
exactly.
to manage your academics along with the projects you were
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, yeah. So my attendance in the entire of 11th grade was less than 40 days.
Wow.
In
Okay.
school. Because okay, up to 10th it was decent, but what happened during 11th was I started social organizations, I was doing research all at the same time,
And representing India internationally and all.
and
And
all those stuff.
man, this
When
is entirely different topic you should speak on. Okay, how did
so
you do
the,
all of
so the
that?
thing is, you have the same 24 hours in a day. In those
Yes.
24 hours, there are multiple projects that you are working on. When you are there with those projects, you need your mind to focus entirely on them. You need to work on them. So you are there with your projects. Then there is a part of you which is running a social organization, which is a equally tough job, I would say, because it's not easy to handle people.
Not.
It's
It's
not
not
easy
easy
to,
to handle a club, man, at college,
honestly,
even
yeah.
if you're at a small club.
And
Yeah.
then making that organization big is a furthermore challenge. And then getting into these things like change making platforms like Ashoka and all, then you need to devote your time there as well. And then there are your studies, then there are your normal academics. You have to do that as well. There are a lot of things that you are doing at the same time, so you need to manage it really well, because the days are
Yeah.
not changing for you. And I mean, you can sleep less on weekends, you can sleep less for a month, but you cannot sleep less forever.
Yes.
You have those 16 to 18 hours in a day. And not, I wouldn't say even 18, because when we say 18, it's very overrated to say 18 hours a day you work. You do not work 18 hours a day. You cannot work more than 14 to
Nobody
16
does.
hours. Nobody
Yeah.
does, because we all have our lunch breaks, we all have our tea breaks, everyone does those things. So you technically devote like 14 hours a day, and 14 hours a day for 2 years, 14 hours a day. If you have 4 years, I would say you are chilled. But if you have 2 years, you have 14 hours a day, you are spending your time. So you have to spend it very judiciously. That's what I said in the very beginning, that you have to be really passionate about it. Because there will be dark phases, there will be really dark phases when things won't just work out. But that's the thing, that you, instead of freaking out there, you have to keep going. You have to change your direction, you have to change your way. Okay, if this is not working out, what next should be done? Why isn't it working out? How should I change my things? How should I make things, like, how do you make things work when they're not working? It's all about that. So but from a research perspective, it's not like a general thing that you can figure it out, or an emotional thing that you can figure it out. It's a research based thing. You have to work on it, you have to work on it tirelessly. So until and unless you're really passionate about it, it will become really difficult. So when you're really passionate about it, it's fun.
In fact, that's true for almost anything we do,
Exactly,
like be
honestly.
engineering or being in medical field or anything for that matter.
Yeah, true. Because
So
that's what gives us the drive to keep going, because 11th and 12th is 17, 18 is an age where we tend more towards riskier things. We love taking risks, but at that time, because we are putting our whole career to stake, we have to make sure that things are
yeah.
balanced out always for us, so that you do not become a bad example for someone. That is what I always say. You have to keep in mind that you are nobody, you should not be anyone's bad example. Oh, he did this and failed, so if you do that, you will fail. No, that should not happen with anyone. So you should keep in mind that you do not become a bad example.
Okay, so now let's come back to your journey. So then you got into Johns Hopkins, you flew to US. Tell us about your first experience at US
So
and how it
first
was.
experience was, there were a lot of culture shocks, because visiting the US for a few days and going back is different, and actually moving in here for college is really different. So things really changed. We have the habits of an Indian luxury, which is normal in India, but maybe not possible back.
What Indian luxuries?
Indian luxury, like you get up in the morning, do not throw your stuff around. There is your mom to help you out. Here there is no one to help you out. Here you wash your own clothes. There you don't. There again your parents are there to help you out. There are people
And
working.
food?
Food is a real challenge. Food is still a challenge. Until and unless you are a real good cook, it's a challenge, but you have to keep going. Otherwise, it will affect your health like it did to me.
So what do people there eat, and how it was different when you
Oh,
went,
so
like what you were
honestly, what
eating these
I
days?
consume is, I consume like mostly grilled chicken. Then there are some other things like salads and all, and then there is pizza, pasta and stuff, and some desserts and juice and stuff. That's how my lunch and dinner kind of looks like. Or else I get some, like, there are Indian restaurants nearby, or I get like food delivered to them.
Okay. So yeah, when you went to US in your first flight and all, then tell us from there.
So I had one of my relatives staying close, so that actually helped a lot. They helped me move in. Unpacking sounds like a challenge, but then there are bigger challenges, that you have to take care of yourself entirely. And when this may not sound, as a big thing, but when you do it, it's real tough. So first, you need a few months to adjust. You need a few months to make your habits. You need a few, and at the same time, your academics are going on as well. So that's even because this is a completely
So
different
you
system.
you got the college hostel right there.
Yeah, yeah. So
Was
in
the
our college, it
experience
was
in
like compulsory for the first 2 years to have been the hostel, and then you're not allowed to stay in the hostel. There are no hostel. You have to stay on rent. But there are like buildings.
What about the scholarships and all?
I would say scholarships for international students are very limited in like almost all good universities. But there
So
are
you were getting,
no, I'm not getting scholarship.
you're not getting. So
So
you're
I was getting a
by your
scholarship
family.
in at MIT. I was getting one at
Okay.
MIT, but that one was because of the International Science and Engineering Fair of 2018. That was not
Oh,
because of some application or something. That was because of that international science fair exhibition. Through that, there was like a scholarship opportunity that I had, but then I didn't take up the university. Yeah, so scholarship
okay.
options
So
are limited, but then you have to go the right way. You have to go the right way. So there are a lot of colleges who offer scholarships through different contests and challenges and stuff. So one of them is like International Science and Engineering Fair. Not only MIT, a lot of good colleges, including Princeton and all, they do a lot of those stuff.
yeah. So then you got into your first year and you started living. Tell us the stories from there, and how you till present.
So first year was kind of mostly, getting in touch with this academic system, getting accustomed to life here, making new friends, like general stuff about college life, and it was fun. And second year has just started. So I spent my entire summer back in India. So I have like a summer break and a winter break. I spend like 3 months of my entire year in India. So it's fun.
Man, when you come back here, you let us know. Okay, you can come to
Sure,
NISER
sure,
or we
sure.
can come there to meet you.
Sure, sure, sure. I'll be back
And
in.
obviously, if you come to NISER, you'll get a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah,
You'll feel
I do wanted to come back to NISER this summer break. It was for
fun.
3 months, and I wanted to come, but then there was like my grandfather was not doing well. He was ill, those issues, so I could not come in.
So next, when are you coming to India?
Next this December,
Then you come. Okay,
end of
we'll
December, and I'll stay like maybe a few weeks of January, and then I will again come back.
okay, then you definitely come to NISER. Okay.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, awesome, man. Your journey is going to inspire a lot of people and definitely give them a lot of ways to actually think that they too can do this.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it. There are a few things to keep in mind that you need to start as early as possible. You should not waste much time thinking, "Kyo, can we do it or not?" You can. You just need to start because there is a buffer period. You have almost a year to try. You have a year of your life to try, and that's a lot of time to try. Even like if you're in 11th and 12th, because you said most of your audience is in like high schoolers, not secondary schoolers. So even in high school you have kind of time. You can spend almost a year of your life, and that's a good enough time to try things. But if you're in 9th 10th, I would say you have a lot of time. You can definitely explore a lot. And I
Yeah,
have seen not only this, I have a lot of friends who have done really good things during their high school, during their secondary schools, and they're in good universities. They're doing good in life.
yeah. Where are your other friends, like your batchmates and all? Like one you said in Singapore. Is there? What
One of
about
them,
others?
one of them is in Reed. He's working on computational biology. Two of them are in Stanford. One of them is in Princeton. One of them is in UC. And then
Nice.
I have friends in India who are in IITs as well. I have friends in India who are in triple ITs as well. And yeah, I have friends who are pursuing medical colleges, like who are into med schools in India. So yeah.
Nice. You have a very good circle. So your whole journey, I got to know. Like I kind of lived your life now. I know whole of your life. Tell us about your trajectory from here. Like, any plans, or maybe it's too early to ask you. You're already in the second
I
year.
would say that, plans are not concrete as of now. As of now, I'm prioritizing on choosing my focus area inside biomedical engineering, which till
Hmm.
now is, on the instrumentation and imaging side. That I'll work on researching on maybe drug delivery, or maybe on building new medical devices or improve. So in those sectors, I will work on those research subjects. But then I need to. So once I pick up something specific, and so trajectory will be, exact things will be decided from there on. So I have time till December to decide. So I'm trying to think of it.
Nice. So how long is this course at Johns Hopkins?
4 years.
4 years. And what is the course structure like? Like you'll have to choose your major in particular area or something like
Yeah,
that.
you have to choose your majors. You have they have their own subject.
Yes.
So that is before you join. That is during the application. So you
So
have to
before the
figure.
application itself, you joined biomedical and
That is a good thing here, that you compete for the course you want. Nobody else assigns you a course according to a score. So you want computer science, compete for that. You want mechanical engineering, compete for that. There is no one instructing you, oh, this is your score, you can come, you can go into this. So that's not the case in here. But then the things like you get involved in these major specific courses. The first year has a few general courses here as well, and then there are like humanities and social studies based courses which are fun to do, and they are like stress relievers.
okay. So what after Johns Hopkins?
After Johns Hopkins, honestly, I haven't decided. So once I figure out my focus area, it will be easier for me to take a decision from there on.
But the trajectory is obviously maybe PhD. Like is that PhD you're
Not
planning
exactly,
or
not
industry?
exactly. I want to get into the entrepreneurial venture. I want to start my own things. So
Nice. Like what?
maybe so I haven't exactly thought of what I want to exactly build, but I'm for sure that I'm not getting into a lifetime of like PhD and then going ahead with it, but I'm going to do something on the entrepreneurial side to have my own venture in the biomedical industry and do something good with that.
That's awesome. Really, I really love to hear that. We kind of matched vibe there. Like same is with me. Like I cannot like some of us cannot be employed.
That's
The
true.
thing is,
And there's another thing, that I want to be back in my country as well. I do not want to
okay.
spend my whole life in the States. I want to, have a good education, spend some time here, but then I also want to come back, be in the place where I belong to, you know, that's kind of my zone kind of thing.
Home
Um,
is home.
Home is
No one
home, and
can.
then
Yeah.
do some good things.
Okay, man. So thank you so much for telling all of your journey here and
Thank
giving
you.
so much of time. You're just not sleeping there and being on this call
Oh,
itself.
not an
Thank you so
issue,
much
not an
for
issue.
this effort. And yeah, I hope to like meet you more and discuss the specific parts and maybe help students who might be interested after watching this interview
Sure,
to
sure,
apply with
sure.
this. Right?
Sure, if there is
You
someone
will be
who wants any help, you can let me know.
yeah, so definitely like we can meet more, even your friends who are in Reed and Singapore and Stanford. We can even have a group call kind of to
Sure,
discuss
sure.
various stuff and maybe have fun.
So there is
So thank you so
so
much.
they are from
Yeah.
all different fields. So I would
Uh,
not know that whether whether your audience will be interested or not, because few of them are in the management fields as well. So
Not an issue. Like our aim is to provide the whole opportunity. The thing is, here a lot of things you have done, actually people don't know about that. Like people don't know whether NISER exists, so forget about the things we have done, right?
exactly.
Yeah, so that's just incredible, and I hope you all the best. You're going to
Thank you.
do much bigger things. You have already just right now in second year and you have achieved a lot actually, and it's not easy. I can vouch that anything, so when someone does or gets to a level, it's never in easy stuff, because life is same for everyone. It's unfair for
Exactly.
everyone. So
Exactly.
no matter how good really we think that yeah, Jeff Bezos is or the Elon Musk is richest person, we just see the end result, but
Yeah.
the
We haven't
journey
seen the
he had,
process.
yeah, we haven't seen the process. And a lot of the thing with India is we just chase the end result. We just don't know the process. As a result, we just jump into something and make wrong choice.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the my aim exactly of this conversation was to actually show whole of the process you have gone through, right? So I really love knowing about the process, not just for you but for anyone. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I learned a lot. Trust me, I learned a lot, and it was great talking to you.
It was a wonderful having you. Thank you.